Hello. So hi, this is Ian speaking. Thanks a lot to Julien for the invitation. Quite interesting. I'm going to be speaking on something slightly not completely linked to what Steve and Julien have been talking about, but more the role that local authorities will be playing in the energy transition. Interestingly enough, I actually listened to a nZEC presentation by one of our members, Zoetermeer, about 3 years ago at Guimarães. So it's good to know that it's now moved on to different countries, and it really seemed very interesting 3 years ago, and it's good to see that things are moving on. So anyway, today I'm going to be talking about energy cities, just an introduction to energy cities, our network. And I'm going to be introducing, let's say, two interesting products. One is the 30 proposals for the energy transition. The other is the local governance from A to Z, a glossary, which we've just produced for the COP21 in Paris. And then how all of these examples are going to be put together on the Cities in Action database, which is an online product presenting examples from different cities throughout Europe. So first of all, energy cities, the network. So we represent over 1,000 members in 30 countries in Europe. We have small towns, we have big cities with diverse ambitions. We like this diversity. With this diversity, it brings the network we find a lot more interesting. Our vision: low energy city with a high quality of life for all. Our mission is strengthening our members' capacity to accelerate the energy transition. So it's sharing all the best practice. It's networking. That's how we work. So of course that's why 3 years ago there was a presentation of Energiesprong by Zoetermeer, because that's one of our members who was sharing with our other members. We're led by a board of directors politically, currently under the presidency of Heidelberg, the mayor of Heidelberg, Dr. Eckhard Wurzner, in the middle there. We have a big team, same thing. We're a big team. We have 23 people working in mainly Brussels and Besançon. I'm based in Besançon, in France, and a lot of diversity, a lot of different languages. Like that. When we talk about the energy transition, most of you are aware of it. The way we see the local authorities as being leaders is that everyone lives in a city. That's where everything takes place. That's where a lot of energy is consumed, and that's where a lot of where change is going to take place. So here are just a couple of different ideas about the energy transition. Let's say we're more on the demand side. We're looking at awareness. We're looking at reconciliation. We're looking at active citizenship, empowerment, flexibility, resilience, transparency, bottom-up, democratic. All these kind of words. This is where the focus is for us. So, just interestingly enough, there's two products that we think which would be very interesting to share with you. One was produced for the Rio Plus 20, which took place about 3 years ago. We decided that because the energy transition, it needed to be illustrated by real examples to inspire different cities, and we need to show everyone that the solutions are available, and that the answer to the energy transition, we started with 30, but because we created something that was dynamic, we're now up to about 36, so there are there are extra ones, and this is moving. So this is just a link. It's worth looking at the energy transition. It's also been translated into a whole bunch of different languages. It's worth having a look at. Actions to undertake. Of course, you needed a structure because energy transition covers a huge, broad range of activities. So we put it into 5, let's say, axes. First is empowering local actors. Second is knowing our territory's resources and flows. Third is rethinking finance in general. 4, inventing a new local governance. And 5, urban planning as a way of reducing energy use. What I'd like to do is just give a couple of examples from the proposals, just to show real live examples. So this is the one which is within knowing our territory's resources and flows. So it's proposal 2.2 in Litmerice in the Czech Republic. They identified the local energy potential in order to live within their means. So they developed a spatial energy strategy, an in-depth territorial analysis, and they looked into a possibility of using underground heat, using for geothermal heating purposes. And that they've been working on a geothermal CHP plant with 18.4 gigawatt hours of energy per year, which will be feeding into a district heating system. So that's an example from Litmerice. This is an example from Vila Nova de Gaia, just next to Porto. So it's proposal 3.4, dedicate human capacities and financial engineering. Within the use of the ELENA, which most of you should know about, European Local Energy Assistance, they're able to support a team of 7 people with technical and economic viability studies and external legal and technical advice. So it's just one of the examples that's been taking place. An example which comes from Bistrița in Romania, give public visibility to motivated players and citizens. They made use of a campaign, in fact, that I worked many years on. It's called Engage campaign, where they took a poster, basically doing a poster campaign, and in fact, the major issue, which has always been mentioned previously, is that local authorities within the territory, they only control, let's say, 2 to maximum 5 to 10% of the consumption within the local territory. But in order for them to change, they need to motivate all the citizens and the stakeholders, and need to get them to ultimately work on energy efficiency within their territory, and of course they need to communicate about it, and this is what they did via posters. That was in Bistrița. Something much more closer to the Energiesprong approach is an example here, which is taking place in Brussels region capital. It's preparing a retrofitting plan for all the building stocks. Very interesting for most of you who follow buildings. Belgium, not known, let's say, 10, 15 years ago, not really known for energy efficiency buildings, and now they've got over 80,000 square meters of buildings that are passive house, and they've been working also on the policy level. So since 2010, they were focused on public buildings with passive standard and mandatory low energy use for renovation projects. Very interesting example there. Now, just also hot off the press, another example, another product that we're going to be presenting during the COP21 now in Paris. It's an A to Z glossary of the energy transition. So just another way of taking our examples and putting into something that's easy to read and fun to read. So 26 letters, 26 concepts. What I've pulled out is 2 letters which are very important, which I found very important for us. Networking, the N. This example from Delft in the Netherlands. Once again, as I previously mentioned, local authorities play an important role in, let's say, facilitating change. They can set ambitious targets, but ultimately they are more, let's say, the facilitators, and in this case, within Delft, in order to become carbon neutral by 2050, they need to go into e-deals with different citizens and companies. So really another good example of working and being facilitators with everyone that lives within the territory. And then T-twinning, a project that nZEC has been working on, which is a little bit more specific. It's between France and Germany, working on twin cities, on cities working together in this way that they can work on specific projects. It's really great between the intercultural exchanges, and just working within two partners means that quite often you can be more efficient and achieve more. So that's it. And what's interesting about this project is working between two European networks, Energy Cities and Climate Alliance, one which has got quite a large base in France, another large base in Germany, working together. So the final product that I would like to share with you is all these examples. So you've got examples from the 30 proposals and the A to Z glossary, plus many, many more proposals have been made available on our website. There's a link at the top of the page there, and apparently there are almost 500 different examples of local authorities in the energy transition. I will finish with there. That's my contact details are there if anyone wants to get hold of me. And of course, if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer.